The topic of this show is youth literacy, but I think it has moved from youth literacy really to my guest, Mr. Alana McLaughlin. And she has a lot of information in reference to literacy, but she also has been encouraging me to say and to have her to say something about the issue of young children and drugs, or young children and substance abuse, as she called it. And so, Alana, let's have you to say something about how you feel that you might be qualified at the age of 8 to say something to young people your age or below about drugs and substance abuse.
Sometimes when my parents drive me around a bad neighborhood, I experience kids smoking weed or tobacco, and it just breaks my heart to see that they do that, because how could they grow up doing that? It literally breaks my heart, because it just kills it to know that they're just giving up on themselves and turning to tobacco and weed and drugs and alcohol to solve their problems. Well, you know that's not going to solve their problems. It's going to make it worse.
Okay.
You need to stay away from tobacco, weed, alcohol. If somebody you know is doing it, if everybody calls you a freak or for not doing it, don't listen to them. You're the coolest one for not doing it. You're gonna be cool for not smoking tobacco. If somebody tells you to drink this and it'll make you cool and popular and pretty, don't. You're the coolest person if you don't. I will assure you that nobody won't pick on you or anything, but you'll be my friend if you do not smoke tobacco or weed, or don't smoke. Stay away from anybody who smokes tobacco. If your parents or anybody, if you know if they smoke tobacco, you can help raise awareness to keep them away from tobacco.
No.
I encourage you to raise awareness like me to stay away from smoking, drinking, and all those because a cigarette has all those acids and fumes that when you smoke it, you're not only breathing in smoke, you're breathing in all those deadly fumes. You could die because one man, he was 12, he started smoking and he had mouth cancer. Bumps started raising on his mouth. I bet nobody wanted to kiss him. So if you drink or smoke and think you'll get a day for prom, you ought to be wrong.
Lana, well, look, and when you look at this whole issue of young people and substance abuse, what are some of the effects of all of this substance abuse that you're talking about on the body? I think you've indicated that cancer is one of the impacts, but what are some of the other things that your research tells you about the harm of tobacco and alcohol and et cetera? Are there any health conditions that are associated with that? Talk about something that you might know in reference to that.
The normal human lungs are perfectly fine, you know, blood strong through them. You're fine. If you smoke, your lungs begin to not work properly, and soon your lungs will not function right, and soon the air, they make little clots, and it'll clog your bloodstream, and blood won't go through your heart, and eventually your heart will stop pumping, and eventually you will die from that.
You think that, in other words, I think they call it cardiovascular, some of the cardiovascular disease, heart attacks,
heart
strokes.
attacks, cancer, mouth cancer, leg cancer. I assure you, you won't be happy until you kill yourself if you are smoking.
And so so you would be specific in terms of talking to young people your age. Do you find among the young people your age that they're involved in some of the things that you're talking about here?
I honestly do not know anybody who smokes, and if they do, they shouldn't, because it's hazardous for your body, and it breaks you down, it slows you, and soon it will clog that bloodstream going through you, and your heart won't pump. You'll be rushed to the emergency room, and it'll be sad for the doctors to tell your parents that they couldn't do anything because they sat there and let you smoke. Has anybody heard of the 2-year-old who smokes 40 cigarettes a day? His dad said he's perfectly fine. Look at him. He's as chubby as God knows what. Search the 2-year-old smoking baby. Smokes 40 cigarettes a day. Now, I honestly do not know anybody who smokes, but I sure don't know anybody who's a 2-year-old baby who smokes. He started smoking at 18 months, 40 cigarettes a day, an addiction. Now he's in rehab. I don't think he when he gets to elementary school, I honestly do not think he's gonna make any friends because his mouth gonna be smelling like tobacco. I honestly say he should eat some nicotine. That's what he should be eating 40 times a day. Not cigarettes, but nicotine. Get off the cigarettes, get some nicotine.
And so these are your words to people your age, and you're sincere in reference to it. And what you're saying is that even now, at 8 years or younger, they ought to not only start reading, as you've always pointed out here, the importance of it, but that they should also think in terms of staying away from cigarettes and nicotine and alcohol.
Nicotine actually helps you get off the addiction of drugs. You know, it throws away that addiction, the desire for drugs. So I recommend all smokers take nicotine. I recommend that. Maybe you should go to your doctor and maybe he'll prescribe that for you, and you can buy it at your local grocery store. Or
where did you hear that this about nicotine?
Well, sometimes when I watch TV, you know, Channel 5, CNN, Inside Edition, I see commercials for this type of, I think, gum called nicotine, and it throws away that desire or that want to smoke and drink. And so I recommend you go to your local pharmacist and you ask him to prescribe you with nicotine for all smokers. And for drinkers, I recommend the only thing you drink is 5-Hour Energy and Red Bull. I recommend you drink that. You better not smoke, cause I'm gonna come to your house if I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you if you drink it. I'm gonna get you. I assure you, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Well, Lana, well, I tell you, we've got about 2 minutes in this segment, and I am simply astonished about some of the things that you're saying in reference to medicine here, and I would hope
I've
that
always wanted to be a doctor, you know, a nurse like my father, Michael. His name is McLaughlin3, and he's a home health care nurse. Sometimes I go with him to see some things that he does and stuff like that, and yeah, in reference to seeing him, because he inspires me to do my best, and he's a great role model for me and my little brother, Michael Jr.
And so you're even thinking in terms of perhaps pursuing some kind of medical degree and some kind of thing that would help other folks. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because when I grew up, I really want to help do one thing. I really want to help make a cure for cancer, because it literally breaks my heart to see somebody who has cancer, because there are a lot of kids every day or every hour, every 24 hours to 48, they die from cancer every day. I recommend you raise awareness for those kind of topics that I just said.
And so you are ready to get out on the campaign trail in a real sense, even at 8 years old, and in the 3rd grade, you're ready to get out and be an advocate for increased literacy among youth in Tennessee.
I will protest for literacy. I will protest to stay away from tobacco and weed. I will protest for what I believe in, such as Martin Luther King and all the civil rights leaders. I will be like them. I will achieve my dream of being a nurse. I will achieve my dreams if I set my mind to it. I will achieve. I will survive. I will survive.
Okay, and I appreciate that, Lana. And I tell you, I can assure you that you will survive. And this has been an experience with me I've never, out of the last 25 or 30 years I've been involved in this activity, I've never had an opportunity to interview a young person, and certainly I've never had an opportunity to interview a person whose information and whose knowledge is so extensive at the age of 8 years of age.
I was born on August the 27th, 5 o'clock p.m., 2002.
And of course, let me encourage our audience to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and good morning. I don't know what to say.